Okay, hello collective. This is Tan from Artemis Oracle doing your week ahead reading. This reading is for all signs. So basically a collective reading for the week ahead, whenever you happen to see it. So it could be next 7 days of whenever you happen to see it. It could be as you're watching this. Take the messages as they resonate, leave behind what doesn't. Don't try to force a story that doesn't fit. So I hope everybody's having a great weekend. I put subscriber mode on because I'm not going to do any personal readings, no yes or no questions. So we're just going to focus primarily on doing a reading for the next 7 days. So I did a pre-shuffle with a good tarot deck, and it's interesting that we're going to be having the full moon in Virgo on March 3rd, right? And the Hermit card came out. So the Hermit is about going within, taking time for yourself, introspection, healing, gaining inner wisdom, or reconnecting with yourself to gain higher wisdom, to take a rest, to collect your energy, to heal, just take time for yourself. But then we have the Love card, which is equivalent to the Lover's card, which shows a lion and a young woman, a feminine energy. But it doesn't matter who's on the picture, it's what it represents. This may be a time for you to go within yourself, to choose yourself this week, to choose to work on building up your power, regaining your strength, regaining your courage, regaining your bravery. Some of you may have Leo in your chart. You could be dealing with a Leo, or something significant happened around Leo season. But please take it as it resonates. So the numbers we have are 9 and 6. But then we have the Queen of Water. And the Queen of Water is someone who is loving, compassionate, caring, kind of like a counselor, someone who's empathic and empathetic, someone that is deeply connected to their emotions and highly intuitive. So this may be a time for you to go within to rebuild your connection with yourself, follow your intuition, make sure you're taking care of your emotional needs before anything else. What's also interesting is that at the bottom of the deck is call, which is basically the judgment card. We have the number 20 showing up. And what this card signifies is having to make some sort of decision, but it could also be about an awakening, you realizing or feeling this call or being called to take time to focus on yourself, to take care of yourself, take care of your emotional needs, especially if you are someone who may be a bit more sensitive, very intuitive, maybe getting a lot of downloads, maybe overwhelmed by them. But there's a lot of things going on too astrologically that can also impact us as humans. So that may be what the call is coming from, because then you may be feeling some sort of energetic shift. You either feel more invigorated, more motivated, or you may feel like you have to withdraw and take time for yourself and, decrease your level of social interactions with other people just to build up your reserves when it comes to your energy. So I pulled the Moonology deck cards for these two astrological events, or like that we're going to be having, at least with the moon. We're going to have the lunar eclipse, full moon eclipse. And that's going to be within Leo and Virgo. And then we're going to have the full moon in Virgo. So with the eclipse card, it says conclusions are within reach. So there may be some sort of cycle that is ending in your life, in any area of your life, and it doesn't have to involve other people. It could be something that's going on within yourself, especially when it comes to your self-esteem, how you see yourself, how you view yourself, your level of confidence, and your level of confidence. Because as you are good enough. Some of you may have felt like you were not good enough. Like you get into this point where you're no longer allowing other people to tell you you're good enough or that they validate you. You may be reaching this point where you want to withdraw from people because they have in some way been invalidating. You may not want to socialize or interact with these types of energies anymore, and you want to take care of yourself. Virgo is about taking care of one's health, physical health, but mental health, emotional health, even the health of your environment, you know. But I'm gonna read the messages in the book too, just so we could get more. I love reading the messages in here because they're sometimes they offer, it definitely offers more information, but it also has an affirmation just in case you need one. All right, so full moon, is it here? Okay, so conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. And just like that, a door slams shut. If you've pulled this card, it suggests that the situation you're asking is about to reach a peak or has just done so. And things are now out of your hands. What you're experiencing now is what your soul signed up for, a way for you to learn and for your soul to evolve. So allow events to unfold and be easy on yourself. If you're letting go of someone or something, know that it's the right time, as hard as it may be. Forgiving someone for what they did could be key to resolving the situation in a positive way. It doesn't make it right what they did, but it releases it so you can move on. And the additional meanings for the card are doors which slam shut now will not reopen. So it seems like something that may be ending is something that is meant to end and is meant for you not to return to. It's time for you to get back on track. Forgiveness will set you free of karma. Meditation, pranayama, and yoga nidra are all recommended now. Seed control and let events unfold. Okay. And then it continues on with more. Oh, let me read it then. Full moons are nearly always about climaxes and very often about conclusions. Full moon eclipses are the same, but on steroids. A full moon eclipse can be hard to handle because it portends change, something many of us are uncomfortable with. But change is a part of life, and this card, no matter when you pull it, reminds you of the fact. Full moon eclipses can also give us a glimpse into what Carl Jung called the shadow self. Work with your darkness. I like that because it mentioned key. The key. This card, though you can't really tell, it has a lot of keys on the top. So some of you may be the answer that you need. That's going to unlock a new world to you. Time to shut that door and just keep moving forward and see whatever knowledge, and the knowledge you have are your keys. See what that leads to. Let me see what else. There was something here. And what they say, oh my God, there's this phrase, old keys can't unlock new doors. So definitely if there's something ending, it's meant to end, and it's meant for you not to look back or return to. It's something that you need to move on from, because if there's something that you're wanting to change and something is coming to an end, it's because it's not meant to follow you into whatever lies for you in the future. Whatever it has, I guess the lesson that you've experienced or you've learned from that specific situation, whatever it is, has been learned, and it's time for you to unlock a new level for yourself. So they say old keys can't unlock new doors. I hope that makes sense. Okay, and the other card is You Are Good Enough, full moon in Virgo. Oh, it went right there. Cool. Full moon in Virgo. It's time to be really honest with yourself and understand what's led you to ask your question, if you have a question. Have you been humble to the point of being self-effacing? Humility is good, but it can go too far. And drawing this card suggests you may be underrating yourself. If you're minimizing yourself, that's something that you need to consider. Stopping. You do not minimize yourself in any way. You don't have to be flash, just quietly certain that you are good enough. At the other end of the scale, you also need to honestly answer this question. Have you been too picky? Have you been too picky? The full moon in Virgo card needs some truthful answers. Once you've given them, it should be easier to see how you got where you are. Your next step should then be more obvious to you. Pay attention to the details. Hard work brings results. And it says the other meanings are worrying too much will attract more things to worry about. Oh my gosh, I was telling somebody this. I wish they would listen to my readings, but it's okay. It's okay because, whatever messages some people don't hear are going to be heard by the people that want to hear it and need to hear it and have heard it and are taking the advice. Your next step should then be more obvious to you. Pay attention to the details. Hard work brings results, right? All right. So what's the other thing? Have you been overly critical? An apology may be in order. Stop second guessing yourself and raise your karma by doing something good for someone else. But I would say that last meaning, do it not because you're trying to raise your karma, but because it feels right for you to do. Don't do things performatively. You want it to come from a good place, an honest place, not out of intent, like a motive, like you have a motive. That's interesting. I'm saying that's interesting because today I went to get my nails done, and I know this is like, who cares about my nails? But I feel like with what I'm reading and what I noticed happened today, it's kind of making sense to me. A couple months ago, I got my nails done. Hello, Bullseye. How are you? So a couple months ago, I got my nails done, but I didn't have money to give the person a tip, And then after that, I've gotten my nails done plenty of times. And, I forgot about it, or I was like, oh, she probably forgot to. But I don't know, for today, when I went to get my nails done, I felt this urge to give her the tip. Like she never asked for a tip and she said it was okay. But for me, I'm someone that likes to tip anyway. And even if I can't give it to you now, I'll try to give it to you later. I don't know, for some reason, I felt like giving her a tip. It felt right to give it to her, even though it was months ago that I owed it. I didn't really owe it, but for me, that's how I like. So I felt like that was like me closing, like, okay, I owed somebody this, even though they didn't give me that, they didn't obligate me to tipping them. But I don't know, for some reason I wanted to give it to her today. And it felt like it was the right time to do it. So when she was sitting down, I went to go wash my hands. Then I go to her and I was like, hello, here, I said her name. Here's this tip. This is for when you did my nails a while back. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day. It felt so good, but to see her face too, she was so appreciative because it just came out of nowhere. But the thing is, it's like, I'm saying all this is because you want to do things because it's the right thing to do. If you do something good for somebody, do it because if it feels good to do something good, not because you feel like you're going to get something in return, but because if to see someone appreciate something as small as a tip, I mean, that feels good, especially how appreciative she was and how unexpected it was for her to receive it because it was months ago. I had to remind her. But the point is, it's like, it's good to do things when it's coming from a good place, not because you have underlying motive of like, yeah, the more good stuff I do, the more karma I'm going to get. Like, I'm just going to be like, just doing good things just to do it, like performative. It's better that it comes from a good place because it's authentic, I feel like the universe can sense that, I'm going on a rant. Hi, Alpha. What happened on Friday? I was thinking about you. I hope you and your daughter are doing well. I didn't see you on Friday. I know that was I felt like I went over talking about the nail thing or whatever, but I felt like it's relevant, because sometimes it was like something I felt like intuitively felt guided to do. Okay, let's see. It was like a call. I received a call, and it's interesting that this is coming out. And as I was reading the Moonology cards and it was talking about the strength, sometimes, like I mentioned before we even read about the Moonology cards, is sometimes you need to take time for yourself to rebuild your strength, to regain your power, to remind yourself who you are. Even though this isn't the strength card, but it reminds me of the strength card. Even when I looked at the book itself, I looked it up and I was like, wait a minute. These tarot cards, they seem like they're meant for like someone who does readings for themselves, you know? But because of the way the meanings are written in the book, the little book that comes with it. But I don't know, when I saw this, I was like, this is like a Leo card, but it's not. It's lovers, you know? It's like choosing yourself, learning how to tame that beast within. But the lovers is the choice. It's you choosing yourself, you choosing to take care of yourself, you choosing to love yourself, to put yourself first. Because this is the thing I've been preaching this past week. You are number one to yourself. You are number one to yourself. And I don't like when people are like, no, my mother. No, then who's taking care of you? If you're dead, then your mother nothing. You know, like your mother nothing. You know, that's why this is what this is about: putting yourself first, thinking about your overall holistic health, especially when it comes to your mental, emotional. You know, and the Queen of Waters is someone who is deeply connected to herself. And when you're deeply connected to yourself and you're compassionate with yourself and you're loving to yourself, that allows you to be the same to others. You know, but it always starts with you. So it's interesting because the Virgo is the hermit essentially, you know, take care of yourself, you know, take time for yourself, break away from others to reconnect to yourself. Because sometimes we get so blinded by everything else that's going on with other people that we neglect ourselves. Okay. Uh-huh. Oh my gosh. That is so weird. That is so strange. Oh wow. Was it mandatory? Did you have to be there? Wow, I can't imagine how that would be. Okay, so now that we know that this week is a time that we need to consider putting ourselves first, taking care of our health, taking care of just ourself, essentially. It's like this may be the week where you need to be selfish, you know? And especially if you're closing out a cycle with something or you just a door is slamming shut, like something is ending and it's ending for good. And it's ending for a good reason. And you know what's so funny? Because as I was reading this, I got a key for my son's because finally I got him a key so that he could come into the apartment. And there's so many keys here, you know, the key to unlock yourself. Sometimes you need to have time on your own to unlock yourself. Okay, let me see. So let's see what truths are going to be revealed, because sometimes these cards will tell you why you might need to take a break, to detach from your situation. I'm reading your comment, your message, Alpha. What you mean when you walk? Did you walk out or when you walked in to the Lego building event? That her face was like that. Let's see what the collective needs to know for the next 7 days, Spirit. Just guidance. What does the collective need to know this time? These cards don't want to talk. You don't want to talk to me? You don't want to talk to me? They don't want to talk to me. I'm not going to use this deck. I'm going to have to find something else to use. I guess we're going to do what's... No, I don't want to use that deck. I don't want to use that. Let's see what this one... I wanted some truths. Okay. It's funny, when I was with my Revealing the Truth Oracle deck before I started the reading, like just doing the pre-shuffle, the mirror card came out alpha in its reflection. So when you said that, I was like, oh, both of you were reflecting. If you had that face. What does the collective need to know at this time? A week ahead. The first card, promise, oath, contract, emotional bond. I'm thinking loyalty. 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 Ooh, fire. Carnival celebration ceremony. Fire. Oops. Care, teach, accompany, assist, support. Oh, bear. Okay, and then and the bottom is terrific. Fantastic result, greatness, great moments. I want to see what this is about, because this deck is different than the Revealing the Truth. Let me see. Promise. Contract, emotional bonfire. When I look at the fire card, I automatically was thinking fire sign, fire sign, fire sign. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Well, we are having Aries season. That's when the Zodiacal New Year starts on March 20th. March 20th. Isn't that the first? Well, it is the first day of spring, the spring equinox, I believe it's called. March 20th. Wait, isn't that the new moon? Yeah, duh, Tan. The new moon. That's the new moon in Aries. New moon in Aries. That's interesting. I'm trying to read this. Oh, you're looking back and like, oh, wow. Let me see what I can see. What is this promise about? You know, it's funny, Alpha, my mother, she sent me a picture of my kid's father with our oldest son. And I was like, wow, I haven't seen, like, it's been like a long time ago. That picture's from a long time ago. I think our son at that time was like around 2 years old. And I had the opposite effect. I was like, wow. Looking back at that picture. Promise, oath, contract, emotional bond. Okay, ooh. Taboo. Oh, Lordy Jesus. Why? Why did that card have to come out? Limit crime, forbidden love, curiosity. Promise. Ooh. That's interesting. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm not getting like a fair vibes at all. Hold up. This is kind of, it's like two people who probably shouldn't be together, or people think shouldn't be together, committing to each other. But why? Finances. It's funny. I was just talking about work, and look, taboo works. I feel like so, you know what's funny? Because we were talking about I was talking about it, now we talking about the full moon eclipse, something closing out. That's interesting. Sorry is at the bottom, but let me see. Oh Lord. Why the fuck work keeps coming out? Look at this. This is so funny. Lordy. Or promise, taboo, finances, work. Oh my God. I feel like having an affair, but not affair, a relationship, you know, because sometimes that's inappropriate. Inappropriate relationships, you know, fraternizing. Taboo, finances, work, labor, learning, money, livelihood. This is so weird. It kind of makes sense though. Because if someone's going to go hermit and then promise, sometimes when you're like considering something that you want to commit to, like a contract, agreement, you do need time alone to introspect, to think about it, to consider all options, but without the influence of other people. And I don't know if some people are going through like having some sort of relationship that probably isn't, so that someone may be considering either committing to someone that they may be, no, that's weird. Why would that come to their mind? But I kept thinking about work. That's weird. Forbidden love. Information overload. Okay. I feel like this made me think about gossip. Noisy sound. So I don't know about gossip. Yeah. At the school, yeah. You told me. I remember you telling me. How long were you together before it ended? Gossip. I think that so, I don't know, like if something's going around. You know, I don't like this reading. This is so weird. I'm gonna scrap it because it's a little like, I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't know what it is. Promise, fire, care. I want to say something like, I'm gonna just say what I'm thinking. Fire sign, promise, care. I feel like this is somebody considering commitment in some way. I feel like it has to do with commitment. I don't like these. It was just too weird because maybe that's why you didn't want to talk. I'm gonna go into tarot. Let me see. No, I really think it's about commitment. Something's changing and something for a connection. Like, I don't know, like if somebody is having a relationship with someone at work, and they could be having a relationship with someone who's a fire sign. There may be a shift where the connection becomes, it's like more open, where more people are aware of it. And if you connect it to this entire reading, it could be the fact that sometimes when sometimes things come out, it's like you kind of want to go into hiding. So somebody this week their relationship may be coming out because somebody has been talking, like gossip, or I think it's more gossip than anything. And it's like they want to protect it. They want to protect the relationship, protect it from other people's judgments, comments. criticisms, same thing as judgments, not wanting to be under someone else's scrutiny. But if that happens with someone, I feel like the positive with the relationship changing, because sometimes people meet the love of their lives at work. Sometimes they just meet a karmic, or sometimes they fuck up their own relationship because they were already with somebody. Um, but if it's not like anything like that, because I didn't get like cheating and stuff. I didn't get cheating for some reason. I wasn't that I didn't sense that like third party or anything. I felt like somebody maybe having a relationship with someone at work, and then the relationship may be evolving in some way. But then I'm thinking fire sign, I don't know if something positive is gonna be happening. And like too, when something good happens, you wanna savor the moment, but you don't want to savor the moment, celebrate with other people, and maybe something that you may be choosing to celebrate on your own, especially if the people who are celebrating you were your haters, and you don't want to be like, you know what? No, this is my moment. You could stay over there. This is my moment. This is my time. If it's sort of a love relationship, no, because I'm looking at these two cards together, love and fire, choosing, 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 choosing. Let us see. See. Oh, but who invited you? Oh, 12 plus. Wow, that's a long time. That is a long time. And you're young. That's a majority of your adulthood. Okay, no. I like this because some of you may be considering some sort of contract or commitment. It could be with someone. I'm just saying the work thing because that those cards came out. But let's discard that message. Some of you may be needing time to reflect on some sort of promise that you're considering making or has been proposed to you. And a promise could be a contract agreement. It says oath. It could be an emotional bond. But with a love card here, it's like choosing. Some of you may be choosing yourself. Maybe trying to make a promise to yourself to put yourself first. To I guess redirect your passion to yourself with this self-care energy. And the Queen of Water, the care. Because the Queen of Cups essentially is the most, she's the caring queen, She cares so much. Probably too much. To her detriment. And maybe that's what it is too. Some of you can be overgiving, oversharing. And now some of you may be at this place this week, considering in what ways can you honor yourself? How can you take care of yourself? How can you redirect your passions towards things that are beneficial to you? It's essentially choosing yourself here, promising to choose yourself, especially if you've been one who has overextended yourself for others. And I feel like if there's anything in particular that you start to consider redirecting your energy towards, it's going to lead to something that you will be proud of, with the terrific card at the bottom of the deck. Oh my gosh, look at this. Underneath was solo. Solo. I said it so Puerto Rican, solo. Core figure, action leader, lone hero. Yeah, like some of you are just like, I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to be my own hero. I'm going to be my own protector. And I love this because underneath is exploration. So, sometimes you have to go on a soul journey, and this is the exploration could be about you rediscovering yourself or discovering things that you never experienced before. like wanting to experience new things, do something different, but it's not, it's for yourself. It's for your own personal development and evolution. Oh my God. I love this. See, look at this. That's why that fucking deck needed to stay the fuck over there. Look at this. I love this because the bell card, it says call, warn, wake up, signal, and the call, the judgment card. That is so funny. And the timing. It's like, this is the right time for you to put yourself first, especially if there's something that you've been wanting to commit to. And that's been coming out too in the readings. Like focusing your energy on things that bring tangible results for you, that are fulfilling for you, where it's not for anybody else, but it's totally for you. There's nothing wrong for doing things for yourself that make you happy. Okay. I love this because I just pulled this card up, right? Look, fire, the page of fire. And then we have the fire card here. So this has to do with a fire sign. So some of you may have fire in your chart. But what I found interesting is like this says timing, bell, terrific, bell, timing, and the ring. So I was talking about commitment earlier. That some of you may be considering making some sort of commitment, and it may come at a surprise too, because we have this card. Unexpectedly, another way beyond imagination. So I feel like you saw me picking up the cards. It's exploring your options. Oh yeah, definitely. Especially if you're gonna go solo, if you're wanting to be on your own. Some of you may be wanting to go your own way so that you can explore what else lies ahead for you, rather than returning to things that you've experienced in the past, things that haven't served you in any way other than to teach you what you don't want and who you don't want to be. And now you're going into this, some of you may be considering in what ways, like what lies ahead for you. Like, where do you want to go? Where do you want to be? What do you want to try? Who do you want to see? It's the creation, experimentation, universe, underground. Yes, some of you are going to be choosing yourself. But then it's interesting with the bell, timing, and ring, and surprise. That could be what this can ultimately culminate to, where you go your own way, you put yourself first, and then it's like everything aligns, and then the things that you wanted, the commitments that you wanted, when it comes to career, personal relationships, like love relationships, that may be where this may be leading to. Like some of you will just need to reignite that passion within yourself. And this week may be a reset for you, like a hard reset. It's interesting. Hi, Bonnabelle. How are you? Oh, yeah. Alpha, you can't be doing that. It's not good to do that. You can't be putting on negativity because that's what's going to return to you. Remember, we are what we attract what we put out there. I mean, sometimes I want to be cursing people out, but I'm like, it feels good in the moment, but is it worth it? Because the karma, it's not. Yeah, but still, the thing is, it's like someone could have saw it, but still, you put it out there, you, yeah, definitely, like that probably helped, but like, oh, I remember when I was, nah, I'm not saying anything. Well, nobody can find out it was me anyway. And one thing I never posted, I would say, is racist stuff. I cannot. But I used to, when I was younger and I didn't know better, and I had like a lot of emotions and a lot of rage about certain people because of I felt like they were very ignorant. Before I even understood why people are ignorant, it's because they just don't know better. And though it's unacceptable, but it's like, well, you're like that because you are closed-minded and you don't want to look at things from a different perspective other than how you've been taught or raised, you know? I used to like write like comments like, oh, that stupid lady, you know, she's so dumb, or that guy is so stupid, or whatever. But I wasn't saying it like that, but I was saying like worse stuff. But that's me channeling my frustration. And so I can understand how some people are like that. But maybe that's why you did it, because you had to channel that energy in some way. But then it's like after you do something like that, you have like that moment of like, yeah, maybe that wasn't a good idea. Maybe, you know, I should delete that. Hi, Paula. How are you doing? Yeah, like this week, it is perfect because with the full moon eclipse, it's about closing doors, things needing to end. Like it says, conclusions are within reach. So there are certain things in our lives that we have to end. Sometimes the universe is going to end it for us, or we're going to have to do that on our own. But I like that the fact that with it being a full moon in Virgo and the moonology card coming out, um, this could be the closure of a cycle or a phase where some people feel like they weren't good enough. Maybe there's people are going to start recognizing their value, what they have to offer. Because sometimes people need to do that. As much as people will love to compliment us and tell us all these wonderful things about us, it's hard to believe it if you don't believe it about yourself, you know? So when people say nice things, but you don't think that way about yourself, it's hard to accept those compliments and stuff. But I've experienced that. I was like, finally, it took me a long time to realize like how valuable I am, you know. But it's hard because it's like we feel like we have to be humble, and that's what one of the cards said. But have you been humble to the point that you have been minimizing yourself? You know, and that's something that has to end, because when you minimize any accomplishment you've ever had, you in turn minimizing yourself. And it's interesting that I was having the same conversation with my friend, you know. He was telling me certain things, and I was like, yeah, but this, the way you look at it is this, but you're minimizing that what you did, you're saying it's a small thing, but no, that's a big thing. And the fact that you're able to maintain whatever you have, and it's never been taken away from you, that shows a lot of, shows a lot, you know. I'm like, you can have a car, right? And the fact that you could be able to pay the car, you could take care of it, maintain it, gas, all that stuff, and not ask for help, that's a big thing. Like, so yeah, it's a car is a luxury, but to be able to maintain it is an accomplishment in itself, you know? So that's something that's like an example of, you can't minimize a car as being, oh, like I appreciate my car. No, yeah, this is the little things. That's not a little thing. That's a big thing. Don't minimize it. Okay, my alpha. You can email me, if you want to chat. Because I haven't seen you in the past few lives. Yeah, it's not worth it. Alpha, it's not. Mm. But maybe you needed to see her just to remember something. Remind yourself. I don't know if you're still there, but thank you for coming by, Alpha. I hope you have a good day wherever you. But I know where you are. Not wherever you are. I know where you are. Oh wow. Okay. Right. Or remind you that you might deserve better. Yeah, definitely to behave too. Definitely. You want to be your best self. Hey, what time is it over there? It's like it's 10 here, so what? It's 7 where you are. So I hope you have a good evening. Okay, let me see what else. I want to get tarot out for this because this is interesting. Redemption. Redeeming yourself. Okay. What tarot do I want? Let me see. I've been on for 46 minutes. Jesus. Cheeses and crackers. Sorry, let's see what else is gonna come out. What do we got? Definitely need to do a reset. Put yourself first. Keep a promise to yourself. So put yourself first in any way you can. Do not minimize anything that you've done. Okay, let me see. Hi to whoever's there. I hope you're having a good day. I'm trying to choose tarot cards. Let me see. How do I use regular tarot? Do I use this one? Because I already have tarot cards here, but let me see what else comes up for the collective. It's kind of slow today. I feel a little slow. Let me see. What does the collective need to know? This man for the highest and greatest good for the week ahead. Okay, we have the Magician, the Empress, the Four of Pentacles, Three of Swords, with the King of Pentacles, Five of Cups, and Knight of Wands. All right, Magician is Gemini energy, Empress is Taurus, Libra energy, and Four of Pentacles is about the Gemini energy with the Magician, the Empress, Divine Feminine energy, and Four of Pentacles. With the Three of Swords. We have Taurus energy, heavy Taurus energy. Taurus. This may be a time to definitely pull on your earth energy to remain grounded emotionally, because there may be something coming up that may be testing you in some way, and it may be requiring you to hold back. You know, like I always say, your love, your time, your energy, your attention is valuable. It's priceless. It's our currency, you know? So some of you may be, something may be coming forward where it's maybe asking you to hold back, to pull back. I don't know, with the Magician there too, it could be someone, I don't know, with the Three of Swords being here, it could be someone who may be trying to be manipulative in some way, emotionally manipulative, to try to get something out of you, and that's in a negative sense. Two of Pentacles. That's about balance, balancing your emotions, balancing your resources, your energy, but also, you know, sometimes you have to be pulled back your energy. But the Two of Pentacles is supposed to represent the fool who's trying to juggle all the responsibilities of their life. You know, so this is about you pulling your resources towards things that I want to say stability, that's connected to your stability, for you to remain grounded and stable. Don't allow anything to try to knock you off course, to cause some sort of imbalance, especially if someone is trying to be manipulative towards you. Try to put you in this place where you may become imbalanced, emotionally imbalanced, because we saw the Two of Pentacles fall right on the Magician. So I don't know if somebody's juggling or you are going to have to juggle, but I feel like it's more so about emotions. Ace of Pentacles. There might be a new opportunity coming towards you. One that may bring abundance. you see a lot of like this earth sign energy. It's important to remain grounded, especially if some new opportunity is coming towards you. And if, and not in the negative sense, right? If some of you experienced some sort of disappointment, heartbreak in the past, you may be moving on from that energy, maybe healing. But with this new opportunity that's coming, it may be something that you've manifested for yourself, you know? And it could be, you know, sometimes we could try to manifest different things. And manifestation that isn't only about visualization and thinking about what you want and but also feeling it, but certain things require certain action on your part. Like you could like think and dream about having a perfect job, but if you don't apply for a perfect job, it ain't gonna happen, you know? So some people think that's what manifestation is. You just think and visualize it and that's it. No, you got to put in some work too, because it doesn't work that way, you know, like it's not that easy. I mean, we could track things, you know, like opportunities. So some of you may be attracting an opportunity and maybe multiple opportunities where you may be considering which one is the best one for you, especially one that may help boost your status in some way if you're trying to get into this empress status. So this is about you using your discernment, you know, and picking and choosing the opportunity that will lead you to, if you feel like you have been stuck, it might be an opportunity that will allow you to move forward. It may open up a new door for you, because remember, there may have been something you needed to close out, or that may be closing out this week, but it's creating the space for something new to come in. You know, like if your closet's packed full of clothes, if you want to get new outfits, you're going to have to get rid of the stuff that you have in your closet in order to bring in new stuff. So it's the same thing. If there's something that you need to end, no, if there's something that you want to bring in, there may be something that you need to remove, something that needs to end, to remove whatever blockage that isn't allowing what you want to come in to you, or come into your life. See, the Knight of Swords is at the bottom of the deck, you know? And the Knight of Swords is someone who takes quick, decisive action, cuts away at what gets in the way, you know? Can be a bit aggressive, you know, especially if you're doing decluttering, and some of you know, sometimes you declutter things that you didn't mean to declutter, you know? Like your favorite dress. I speak from experience. I hate when I do that. But I would say also be careful too. Like if you are doing some sort of declutter this week, yeah, be careful that you don't get rid of something that you don't want to get rid of. Don't rush it, you know? Yeah, I feel like there may be an opportunity or two opportunities that may be coming in, and you're gonna have to consider which one is gonna bring you to a place of stability, abundance, you know, and considering what you need to cut out, like what has value, what doesn't have value, what serves and what no longer serves. Let me see what else comes out. It's about making a choice. Yeah, with the Lovers card. The Lovers is the choice, and it doesn't have to be about love, you know, because you could experience Three of Swords with a job, you know, or I don't think it's death. I don't think it's that. I'm not getting that. Hopefully it's not. I don't get that at all. I don't think anybody's passing away. The Fool with the Six of Wands. Yeah, you want to move towards something that is going to bring you a new beginning. Move towards a new beginning, right? By closing out a cycle that no longer serves you, right? Moving away, closing, locking, and throwing away the key to doors that you no longer want to open. You know, and going into the unknown, but having the faith, right? And making the choice that will lead you to victory and success with the Knight of Wands showing up, you know? But it's about making balanced choices, taking the time to introspect when making these choices. Oh, the Knight of Wands too. I'm getting fire sign energy. I don't know if some of you are dealing with a fire sign, or this could be something that's culminating towards March 20th, Aries season, the astrological new year. So this is something that, because that's coming, that's going to be approaching soon, you know? So the Hermit is taking time to reflect, to introspect, right? But then we have the Six. This is the good tarot. The Six card is basically the Lover's card. It's about making a choice. You know, so sometimes you're going to have to take time by yourself to consider what will be the best choice for you. The choice that will give you everything that you've always wanted. The new beginning you've always wanted. Maybe the new beginning you've been ready for. You know, you're ready to move on from what, you know, fire horse. I wanted to say fireball. So that song from Pitbull. I just saw this. It reminded me of the fire horse. Yeah, you want to move away from things that have been emotionally draining and disappointing and sad, and just focus more so on the positive. You know, they say we should be focusing on what we want instead of what we don't want. Because if you're focusing on the things that you don't want, you tend to attract that, because guess what? You're focusing on the things you don't want. This is why they tell us to focus on the positive stuff. Be grateful for the things that we have, the good stuff that we have. Because that's what allows us to attract more good things, because that's where our mind is. And I'm not talking about toxic positivity where you act like your house isn't burning down, you know. No, you have to take care of your house. You have to call the fire department, you know. This is about, even though shit is going down, it's not going to bring you down. Like I was telling somebody today, we could go through shit, but shit doesn't need to go through us. Okay? Well, it kind of does, but you know, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Like, but this is about being open and to the possibility, and just turning our back towards things that are just no longer work for us, and making decisions and balanced choices that are for our benefit. And this requires time for yourself, time for you to take care of yourself, to love yourself, you know. And some of you may have already felt the call or heard the call, you know, to do this, you know, because some of you probably feel tired, drained, like you may not feel like you don't know why you should even bother anymore, because you lost inspiration, you know, you're no longer inspired. But sometimes you have to take a step back and take time on your own so that you can remember what it is that brings passion into you, what ignites your flame. And then you can start making decisions about how to move forward. It may hurt some people, but you got to do what you have to do, because your happiness is the most important thing. And when you're happy, the people around you are going to be happy. And if they're unhappy, then it's because they need to fix something within themselves, you know? Because we could help people, but that doesn't mean we have to lose ourselves in the process, you know? I always say this, I've been saying this for the past week. We're number one to ourselves, because we're with ourselves 24/7. We cannot run away from ourselves. We're stuck with ourselves, you know? So if we're going to be stuck with ourselves, then we got to make sure that we're happy. You know, there's no way around it. Okay. Let me see. I think that's it for this reading. I don't know if should I pull like advice cards or something? Hi, how are you? I don't know if I should pull advice cards or not. No, I think we're good with this. I think I did my sermon for today. I hope you're all doing well. and that you have a great week ahead. I'm getting tired right now, but one thing I hope that you all remember is how important you are. And it's important for you to remember that you're the most important person in your life. And if you had to take time for yourself by not by disappointing other people, then you shouldn't feel guilty about that. You shouldn't feel guilty about that. You know, oh my gosh, the Judgment card. I was about to put it back, but I saw it. And if anybody judges you for ever putting yourself first, then maybe it's time for you to place some sort of judgment on them, because remember, you are the most important person in your life. You're number one, you know, because nobody's going to take care of you or love you the way you need to. Okay. Oh, I'm not answering any questions. This is a week ahead reading for the next 7 days. So right now, I'm ready to go to bed. So I hope this message reaches whoever needed to hear it, and that everyone has a lovely week ahead, and remembers that it's okay to take time for yourself, to put yourself first. Especially if you've already felt like you're being called to do it. Don't dismiss that call. You know, don't end that call. Answer that call. So I hope everyone has a great week ahead. I'll be live tomorrow around 2 p.m. Eastern time, and I'll do yes or no questions then. And I might go live after 5 p.m. Eastern time. I might. So we'll just see. So I hope everyone has a great day or evening ahead, and that you stay safe and you stay healthy and you stay kind to yourself and to others. Sending you lots of love. Take care, everyone. Bye.